I don't know if you know this or not, but you're in a whole mess of danger. So hey everyone, um, I saw the Adventures of Tintin on opening day, which was Wednesday, December 21st. Yeah, December 21st. And I must say it was very good. I know a lot of people were kind of hesitant about this film. I mean, it was because Tintin, for those who have no idea what Tintin is, it was a famous comic book series in Belgium about this young reporter slash young detective who was always on these cases where he would have to protect, retrieve, or figure out some form of a mystery case involving an artifact of some kind. Um, and this movie specifically focused on the issue The Secret of the Unicorn, which actually was a Tintin issue of its own. Um, so the Adventures of Tintin, guys. What the story of this movie is. So Tintin's a young reporter, and he's at a marketplace, and he sees this ship called the Unicorn. That's the name of the pirate ship, and it's a small model of an actual ship too. So he purchases it, and immediately after he purchases it, people are always coming up to him and asking him a bigger price for it. Um, and it just so happens one of the people is the main villain of the movie. So they're giving him all these big offers of these big money prizes, and Tintin is always saying no. Um, so he takes it home and he's trying to figure out what's so special about it. Um, After a series of events, after losing the pirate ship, getting it back, finding something out about this little model ship, he goes on this whole adventure based on this thing that he bought at a marketplace. Um, it does turn out that and I don't want to get into too much details, but I just want to give you a main synopsis of the movie, I guess. So I won't give away anything, but I'll tell you what it's about, so it's not so you don't go into this movie having no idea what it's even about. Um, so he pretty much gets this. He gets clues along the way, and he teams up with a man called Captain Haddock. And for those who have seen or have read the Tintin comics, you might recognize him. He teams up with Tintin quite a bit. Um, Also, Tintin always has a dog named Snowy with him. He's this little white poodle dog that always is always on his adventures, and he would help Tintin escape, and he would always find a way to be a part of the adventure, I guess. So Captain Haddock, the reason why he's so important is because um, there's certain things that Tintin needs to do to get this treasure slash figure out the mystery of the unicorn that only someone from the Haddock family can do. So that's why Captain Haddock is so important in this movie because he is related to the unicorn, this pirate ship with this treasure and huge mystery that Tintin's trying to solve. Um, Also, Daniel Craig's character, the guy who plays James Bond, the most recent Bond is in this. He does the motion capture and the voice for the lead villain, whose name is Red Rackham, I believe. And like I said, he's one of the first. He's like the the second or third person that offers Tintin the price at the marketplace. Um, so he's in this movie too, and he's the main villain. He wants to have that unicorn model for bad reasons. He has his own plot against Captain Haddock and what his own intentions are with the treasure and the ship, and so he has his own plot of his own. And I don't want to get into too much detail about that. So Tintin guy is pretty much the if you really want to sum the whole story up, it's a young boy trying to figure out the mystery behind this unicorn pirate ship. Um, so I was very impressed with this movie, you guys. I wouldn't rank it with E.T. or Jurassic Park or some of Spielberg's really well known films, but I would say it's not as weak as, let's say, AI or um, one of Spielberg's weaker films. I wouldn't say this is one of his weaker ones, but I wouldn't say it's one of his best ones. Um, Motion capture wise, I would say this is easily one of the better motion capture films I've seen. I mean, there's so many shots in this movie that are so visually interesting to look at, and there's even scenes in this film where you're almost surprised that it's animated. It's just that well done in certain scenes. Um, just the lighting, like things reflect on the window, and so like if I was in Tintin, for example, you'd be able to see all the reflections on my glasses, and it's just unbelievable what these guys can do in the motion capture process. Um, and to tell you the truth, with some people you could kind of recognize like the actors if you've seen pictures of them and if you've seen them act things out and everything, but the animators did just enough with these motion capture process to really kind of make them their own and bring the Tintin comics into this real life scenario, and I kind of really like how they accomplished that. The opening credits of the film, for those who really enjoy that flat, two-dimensional Tintin comic, you might really like the opening credits because it's definitely played out in that manner. And they have a lot of references to the movie that you'll see later in the movie. Thompson and Thompson, these guys were great. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost were Thompson and Thompson. And to tell you the truth, I couldn't tell which was which, but you could tell it was them. Just the way they walked, the way they talked, the jokes they had. You could tell it was a Simon Pegg, Nick Frost role. Like you can tell it was them. And like I said, I couldn't tell which Thompson was which, but they just did so well with this movie, and you can tell Spielberg easily said right away when he saw Paul and all that other stuff with those guys that I need these guys as Thompson and Thompson. Um, I thought Andy Serkis was great. For those who've seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes, he did a great motion capture performance in this film as well, just like he did with Caesar and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And he did King Kong and Golem and Lord of the Rings. He's done a lot of great motion capture roles. Um, I thought he was a great Captain Haddock. He had the voice down. He had this believable drunk sea captain, believable enough to. And that's what I kind of liked about Captain Haddock is there was things about him that you didn't like, and there's things that you did like about him. And Andy Serkis was able to pull both of them off. That those who have seen or have not seen the comics would still get it. And I just really liked how Andy Serkis portrayed the role altogether. I'm not 100% certain, but I think Steven Spielberg himself had a cameo in the movie, not as himself, but he did the motion capture work for a certain character. And those who have seen this film or are going to see this movie, look for the opera scene. The guy in the front with the Arabian outfit on, I am pretty sure that is him. I'm pretty sure that was his motion capture performance because just his face and everything was so Spielberg like, and I would be shocked if that was not him. Just the voice, the motion capture, everything that had to be him. Um, so the Adventures of Tintin, guys, I am going to give this a thumbs up. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8.5. Um, Very good. Like I said, don't expect the next ET, but it is very good. Um, if I were to, this film is very much in the league of. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean mixed with Indiana Jones. So if you like either one of those films or both, you might really enjoy this movie. Um, and especially put those two into perspective if you've never heard of Tintin before. If you like Tintin, you might like it, you might not. It's definitely done in a different style as the comics, so that's where I kind of I'm not sure what to say recommendation wise. I mean, it's different, but it's Tintin, or you can say Tintin is a comic and it always will be, and I don't want to see the movie. Um, as for me, guys, I did enjoy this film, and I hope you guys enjoy it too if you go see it for this holiday season. Um, See Tintin; it's pretty good.